Thank you for joining me. It's a night of ease in the sanctuary tonight. I want to get started on the healing, but I want to let everybody know who's watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, what this healing is about is I look at a composite of everybody in my soul support sanctuary, and that allows me to find something called matching energy and pictures. And by looking at matches, I'm able to see clairvoyantly where people have similar pain levels. And that allows me to clear pain out of everybody's space at once. So that's how the healings work. And tonight's topic is ease. And I'm going to be doing like your generic garden variety ease and cleaning that out. But then after I do that, I've got a couple of topics where I want to get ease into them. And so those topics are at work. So your ease at work, your ease in your finances, your ease in creative endeavors, and your ease in making decisions. I thought that was a good one. And then your ease on your spiritual path. So I'm going to try to cover all of those tonight in the healing. So let me get started by setting the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, I'm going to get started looking at the composite now. And the first thing that I'm looking at is just your ability to have ease in general. Well, in order to get to the ease, when I look at your vibration of ease, to me, it looks like it's a really bright yellow. But in order to get to that bright yellow, there's a really thick layer of energy that looks salt and pepper colored, really thick, grays, whites, a little bit of charcoal in there. So let me start grounding that and see what that is. This is a lot of other people's pictures about effort and what it takes to do something. And I want to remind you that in your natural spiritual state, you're in a state of effortlessness. So what I'm finding is a lot of other people's energy and pictures about the difficulty of being able to find ease. And so that's all that thickness that I'm going to be moving out. And let me tell you, there is no amusement in this energy. It is like very serious. A steel blue is coming out now. And that steel blue represents the energy of rules and how rules can make effort. I'm noticing a lot of energy getting lit up in the heart chakra that has to do with, really it has to do with your self-affinity and whether you deserve ease or not. So let me give a healing to your heart chakra and those pictures about whether you deserve or not. There's so much pain in this deserving space. I can feel it in my own heart chakra, and it's almost like a weepy type of energy. weepy, crying type of energy. Well, that's really interesting. I just saw something fascinating to me. People who have had difficult births have more effort in their spaces to clear. It's not that you can't have ease, but that original effort that gets into the body from a difficult labor will remain in your spiritual space until you clear it. I just saw that. Wow, there's so much energy coming out from difficult births. It's like a combination of a charcoal and a brown, kind of a blah color. Oh, good. Now we're getting some really pretty green into the ease vibration. It's like it's darker than a Kelly green, not quite as dark as an emerald green, but it's shiny. You know I love the sparkle. There's a picture that some of you have about when things get so filled with effort that you feel like you can't do whatever it is that you're trying to do. You'll just leave your body. So there's pictures about if things get too tough, I'm out of here. And I don't mean like permanently. I just mean that there's energy in your space where you'll just back out of your body until you can handle the energy again. So let me address those pictures. Oh, good. That's clearing. And there was a lot of transmedium energy in that space too. It was a white, so I'm clearing that. There's also a lot of work energy in here that creates effort, and showing you where that is so that can be grounded. And then there's a like a dark blue energy around the ease vibration. I want to get that out of there. That dark blue has to do with other people putting their problems in your space and causing effort that affects your ability to have ease. And now I just see like a white lumpy energy coming out, And I heard that that was the vibration of difficulty, which is like another word for effort, but it's a little different vibration than effort. Ooh, I just saw you being able to tap into your own information on ease. So the space kind of like popped, and there was a lot of clarity. And then I saw you being able to access your own information on ease. So that's a good place for me to stop with your general garden variety ease vibration. And I'm going to move into our first topic, which is ease at work. Ease at work really has to do with you creating space for yourself to be at work. And by that, I mean being able to ground yourself, call your aura in close to your body, and ground your workspace. If it's a cubicle or a room or a desk, being able to do what I like to call bag it with a gold bubble, and then tuck the edges in underneath the grounding cord. And if you put a gold bubble around your space at work, that gives you space from your coworkers. And it also allows you to set the energy vibration for work the way that you would like to have it. I noticed that at work, there are a lot of other people's ideas and opinions that contribute to difficulty. So looking at that as an energy vibration, we're going to try to clear that. The other thing that causes problems at work are the company beings. The beings that run the business. There's always a handful of them. And depending on what business you work for, sometimes they will get in your space. And normally a company being's purpose would be to help keep the company vibration grounded and set where the powers that be want the energy of that company set. But sometimes they can be used to get in your space to try to drive you to do the work that they want you to do. And again, by setting the energy in your own workspace, that allows you the space to not have those beings in your aura and to be able to back them off. So I'm going to address beings right now. Company beings. You know, it really occurs to me while I work on this that if companies would just leave you to your own energy and vibrations, you would most likely be a lot more productive. But what happens is that companies will try to ram their energy vibration into your aura to get you to produce at a certain pace or level that they, of course, are looking for their bottom line. So that's, again, why it's important to ground your own space at work so that you get to set the energy. Okay, that's a really pretty orange gold coming into your space at work. That's getting filled in right now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on from your space at work to ease in your finances. That is, I'm going to work this space from a rose. And the rose is actually green, but it's got like charcoal and almost some black on it. So let me start there. And the first thing I see affecting your ease and your finances is institutional energy, like bank energy, mortgage energy, all of the institutional energies that get in your money space if you don't clean them out. That is some of the black coming out. There's also deceit coming out. So it looks to me like you have unfortunately had life experience where you have been deceived financially, because there's enough deceit coming out where I can tell that it's affected you. There's such bright energy in your financial space that's a really good positive thing. The energy that's preventing the ease in that is lumpy brown coming out now. And the one thing that I do see as all of this difficulty is coming out of your finances is actually how beautiful the energy is underneath all of that. We're getting a nice, really bright yellow gold in there now. And how much creative energy is getting freed up by grounding your finances. Some amusement is coming back into your finances and some playfulness. Family energy is coming out of your finance space, affecting your ease. Ooh, that's a good one. Group agreements, like people that you make agreements with for finances, like, for example, family. And I'll give you an example of a group agreement, like maybe where you agreed to not surpass your parents financially or a sibling financially, based on, let's say, maybe a heart chakra agreement made here. So that's just an example of an agreement that might affect the ease in your financial space. That energy of agreements is brown. Kind of a grainy, dark brown that's starting to come out. Okay, that brown is a little difficult to get out. I just need another moment. Okay, that looks good. All right, I'm going to fill in the financial space, or the financial rose, which is green with bright yellow gold now. Okay, next space is ease in your creative endeavors. So what I'm really going to look at here is ease in your creative process. Like when you go to do a mock-up, are you able to do it in ease? There's a little bit of confusion in some of your spaces on how to do a mock-up, like what the steps of a mock-up are. And I just want to tell you, if any of you ever need to know or want to know the steps of a mock-up, text me and I'll send you the written copy so that you can follow it along step by step by step. Please text me, ask me for it, or email me. I'd be happy to send it to you, because then you can just sit on your own in your meditations and go through the steps and play around with doing mock-ups. That's how I started teaching myself how to do mock-ups, was writing down the steps and following them one by one. So it's so interesting. The place where there's the most energy in the creative process is in the receiving quadrant. I find that interesting, and I'm going to take a look at why. Well, one thing is there's a lot of competition that, let's say, hangs out at your receiving doors. I'm going to see if I can back some of that off. There also seems to be some difficulty in the receiving quadrant as far as like you having difficulty accepting how your mock-up came back to you. So for instance, mock-ups that don't come back whole or pristine the way that maybe you mocked them up, there's a lot of questioning, like, well, what do I do with this now? I don't want to keep it. I don't want to validate it because I didn't get it whole. And so there's a lot of confusion as to what to do with a mock-up that comes back to you where it's not what you wanted. And what I'm going to do is clean those out of that right now. A lot of hope coming out of your receiving quadrant, which isn't going to really help you. So I'm bringing that up because you don't want to mess around with the vibration of hope if you're trying to create something, because all that's going to do is keep pushing you into future time, pushing your mock-up out in front of you where it won't be able to come to you. So I am going to ground all of that hope. Hope sounds like a nicey nice energy vibration, but it is, to me, rather worthless because it doesn't get you anywhere. It keeps you in future time and it keeps you away from your creative energy in present time. Good. The energy just popped in that receiving quadrant. And so now I can see gold coming in there. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that whole creative process in with ease and gold. that got a nice little healing. All right. The next category is ease in making decisions. Ooh, there's a lot of anger in the decision-making space. Oh. Okay, so your anger has to do with not being able to tap into your information. So you can think of it as that there's energy between you and your information, and that's where I'll be working. So when I look in the brain and I'm looking at all of the connections that have to go into play when you're making decisions, there's like a grainy brown film in what I think are the blood vessels in the brain. And that shows up as an energy that is affecting your ease in your decision-making process. So I'm going to ground that. Okay, that's weird. This shows up as an energy that prevents you from getting complete oxygen to your brain. Like I can see in this energy, you're not getting enough oxygen. I don't know what the energy is, but I'm going to work on clearing it. The energy has to do with drugs and alcohol. And could be prescription drugs as well as street drugs that's affecting your decision-making process. And it's not like, I'm not talking about if you were actively using them. Obviously, if you're high, that's going to affect your decision-making process. I'm talking about like the residue of having used prescription drugs, street drugs, or alcohol. There's some energy that's a light brown being released that has to do with regrets about poor decisions that have been made. So I'll just tell you what I see. Ease in decision making has a lot to do with having your clarity in your crown chakra. Like when you need to make a decision, moving your energy up into your crown. And that's where you have awareness 360 degrees around you. So you could have a lot more clarity than if you're trying to make a decision and most of your energy is in your, say, third or second chakra, your lower chakras. That's not going to help you. That's not helpful. Right, we're getting a beautiful blue-green in the decision-making process now. The green is a spring green and the blue is a sky blue. And I'm going to fill that in with a gold sun. And the last space that I'm going to clear tonight is ease on your spiritual path. Let's take a look at that. Well, gosh darn, the answer is so simple. It's unbelievable. It's being in communication with Supreme Being. I just saw it so clearly. There is your answer. So I'm going to clean out your communication line with Supreme Being. That was a no-brainer. So some of the energy that's coming out is competition for your time and attention from other people that would rather you be paying attention to them than Supreme Being. Karma. Going to ground some of your karma. That has a lot to do with whether or not you even want to talk to Supreme Being. If you have some stuck karma from a lifetime where you're still holding a grudge or anger against Supreme Being, that can really affect your spiritual path. Ease on your spiritual path also has a lot to do with keeping the energy flowing in your channels. And I'm not making that up. I'm actually noticing this as I'm reading. So I'm not just yanking your chain. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. It makes a big difference if you keep your energy running and flowing, as far as like being able to be in the flow of ease. You know, the other thing that I see that's important for ease on your spiritual path that creates ease is when you like and love yourself. When your self-affinity is really strong, it really does eliminate a lot of difficulty and effort. I just saw Supreme Being come in and help everybody with backing beings off of your spiritual path, beings that are not in agreement with you having the path that you want. And it was really interesting. I watched like a timeline light up, and I saw the Supreme Being come in and just pull all of these beings out that are probably nefarious beings. So anyway, that was a great healing getting to watch that. All right. Your spiritual path is vibrating like a big yellow gold beacon right now. So that's been cleared out. That looks really good. I'm going to fill it in with the gold sun. And I'm just going to go back and run a little ease in your crown chakra. And down your back channels. Up the front channels. Then out your creative channels in your arms. And out the top of your head. And then you know what else I'm going to do? We're going to run ease through the week ahead. So, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this so you can do it on your own. I'm going to visualize a great big picture calendar with the big squares for each day. And I'm going to mark today, which is Wednesday, April 10th, and 7 days from now, I'm going to count 7 squares in the calendar and fill them all in with gold and ease. And I'm grounding the calendar too. All right. Let me fill you in with a big gold sun. And when you're ready, you can come on out of trance. Good job. All right. Let me just take a look at you. There's a lot of energy coming out of the throat chakra. Maybe you feel a little bit more at ease talking. I don't know, but there's a lot of energy coming out of the throat chakra, just to be aware of that. When I look at your overall energy, that's where it's really coming out. Okay. Wow, good job. That was fun. Well, I have a quickie announcement. Actually, I have a little teaser announcement for you all. I have a new course that's going to start in June, and I wanted to give you a little teaser opener for it so that you could be chewing on it. It's called The Anatomy of a Spirit, and the course is about the 7 main chakras, and each chakra is associated with a gland. So each month we're going to work through one of the 7 main chakras and learn all about the chakra, its abilities, and give it a great healing and clean it out. And then also work on the gland that's associated with it. So the program is a wonderful, gentle healing for yourself, your physical body, your emotional body, mental body, and spiritual body. It's a 9-month course. And like I said, it starts in June. So if you want more information about it, I'm going to be sending out an announcement in my flyers, in my mailer. And I have a couple of evening meetings set up so that you can come and listen to hear more of what the course is about and get the details if you're interested in it. So I'm just leaving that little nugget with you tonight. And as for next week, we have Women's Intuition next week, and it's on negative self-talk. So looking forward to that. I've been working on that for a couple of weeks now, and I think I told you guys the last time I met with you, it's kind of been hard because I'm terrible the way I talk to myself, and it's been a great experience recognizing that and being able to look at how to change that. So that's coming up next Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you in that. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'll see you in a week. I got my eyes on you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. It's just a couple days away. All right. Good night, everyone.